Good evening, I'm Jeff Glore, and this is our Western edition. We are going to begin tonight with a trip to the border and a government shutdown about to tie a record. President Trump flew to the Rio Grande Valley to push for border wall funding today. Without it, the partial government shutdown continues, and tomorrow will tie the longest ever. CBS News has told the president is laying the groundwork to declare a national emergency to build a barrier. Federal workers protested the standoff in several cities at union-organized rallies today. About 800,000 stand to miss paychecks tomorrow. Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve, said today the U.S. economy could suffer if the shutdown lasts much longer. Major Garrett begins our coverage from Hidalgo, Texas.
We need a barrier.
President Trump surveyed the U.S.-Mexico border near McAllen and the people who protect it. Part of his ongoing campaign to portray the border as overrun by migrants, drugs, and human trafficking.
So we're going to get this straightened out, hopefully. Hopefully the Democrats are going to come to their senses.
Before leaving for Texas, the president, frustrated by Democratic opposition to wall funding, said he is seriously considering declaring a national emergency and seizing unspent Pentagon construction funds.
I have the absolute right to declare a national emergency. The lawyers have so advised me. I'm not prepared to do that yet, but if I have to, I will.
Presidents have declared national emergencies nearly 60 times since 1976. President Bush invoked one after 9/11, and President Obama declared an emergency in response to a flu outbreak. Mr. Trump would use the declaration to free up billions in unallocated military construction money. But such a move would almost certainly draw a legal challenge, and some Senate Republicans cautioned Mr. Trump not to sidestep Congress.
I don't want to see a declaration of national emergency. I think that's an action that would be taken in the most extreme circumstances.
The president today also backtracked on his famous campaign pledge that Mexico would pay for the wall.
And I never meant they're going to write out a check. I said they're going to pay for it. They are. They are paying for it with the incredible deal we made called the United States, Mexico, and Canada.
During the campaign, Mr. Trump said he would tax money sent back to Mexico. His campaign website also said Mexico could pay through, quote, a one-time payment of $5 to $10 billion. There was also rhetoric like this.
So a lot of politicians said, you can't get Mexico to pay for the wall. I said, oh, it's going to be so easy. Going to be so easy.
On Capitol Hill today, there was no sign of compromise. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi described yesterday's meeting at the White House, where she says the president slammed his hand on the table and stormed out, as a premeditated farce.
Not only was the president unpresidential, surprise, surprise, yesterday in his behavior. I think the meeting was a setup so he could walk out, but I'll say just that.
Major, we mentioned tomorrow will tie the longest shutdown ever. How does this end?
Well, if the president declares a national emergency, Jeff, it ends this way. The president gets the money, survives a legal challenge, and then signs all the bills to reopen government. And it's a pressure point on Congress, telling Congress essentially, negotiate with me now or run the risk of me getting the money and you being cut out of the process. One interesting wrinkle, Jeff, the president announced today he won't attend the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland on January 22nd because of the shutdown, suggesting he's girding for up to 2 weeks more.
All right, we just heard that today. All right, Major Garrett in Hidalgo, Texas. Major, thanks.